Hey y'all, welcome to Adventures with Aggie, brought to you by the Ryan Martin Foundation. Today we have Kacey Clarke on the show, who is an athlete of all trades, but today we're going to talk about her BMX experience. She also just recently got a bionic arm about 2 months ago, and she's going to share with us how that's been and how she's learning to use that while doing her sport. Please welcome Kacey.
Kacey, how are you doing today?
I'm doing really good, thanks. Are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much for coming on. I think first, let's just kind of start with some background. Can you tell me who you are and what you do?
My name's Kacey Clarke, and I'm still in school at the minute. I do lots of outside of school activities, and I was born with one hand.
Awesome. So, when did you realize that you needed sport in your life? Like, I know you do lots of different sports. We're going to talk about BMX, but when was this? When did you realize that you wanted to do sport?
So I think it was about the age of 8. I really got into it, but then ever since then, I've kind of just carried it on and I've mixed things up, tried different things.
Love it. Love it. How did you find BMX to be your thing?
So, if I'm honest, I actually didn't really do BMXing that much. I actually do mountain biking, which is a little bit different. But then when I met Charlotte, I kind of tried it a little bit more, and it's just been one of them other things I've added to my sporting lifestyle.
That's awesome. Mountain biking. Never done it. I don't know I don't know if I can do it living here in Manhattan in New York. But how is that? I guess what's your favorite part about it?
I mean, just everything really. It's not much different to BMXing, except from that the bike is a lot smaller, and with BMXing it's more kind of like inside ramps and stuff like that. However, with mountain biking, you go on like trails, which are like outdoor, and you've got more of the natural ramps. So like things like when you just get like a mud ramp, go over them, and lots of swerves, and it's more trails than it is indoor skate parks.
That sounds kind of crazy. Crazy is my first thought. I love this is something that I love watching, but I've never done myself, which is kind of weird because in Alabama, I know lots of people that go mountain biking. I feel like it's a very outdoorsy, sportsy place.
Yeah.
But yeah, I kind of want to try it now. I should find a place. I don't know if there's any place in Manhattan that I can do that. Maybe Central Park. I should go try it.
Yeah. I definitely travel like an hour sometimes to go to places.
Yeah, yeah, I might have to do that. Maybe Central Park might not be the best. I don't want to be that crazy person flying through the park. Awesome. Okay, so you told us you're born without one hand. At what point did you discover using bionic arm, or how did this kind of happen for you? Because I don't know, I wouldn't imagine that it happened right when you were born, but I could be wrong. But yeah, what is kind of this story here?
So if I'm honest, I actually only got it a couple months ago. It's quite a new thing for me, and I'm still learning and adapting to it. But the whole process started around about Christmas time last year, so Christmas 2020, and it kind of went from there. It's one of them things where I saw it on social media first, and then at first I wasn't that bothered about it, and then I just slowly got a bit more intrigued, went into a bit more, and then I just ended up signing up and getting a place and an appointment.
How's it been?
It's been good. It's like I said, it's still a working process. I'm still adapting to certain things, but it's definitely helped with certain things. And like all my friends and family, they're so supportive and they think it's amazing and they love it.
Yeah, I think that would be obviously a huge change. I couldn't imagine trying to adapt to that too at your age, right? Like
Yeah.
how to not have it, you know,
Yeah.
which is really interesting. But yeah, I'm glad to hear it's going well. I think that's really interesting. And then watching you, I guess, in the videos that I've seen of you and stuff, it's so exciting. And I'm glad that you're kind of figuring it out as we speak, I guess,
Yeah.
just a few months, but that's awesome. Okay, cool. Let's talk about your other sports here. You do lots of sports, if I'm not mistaken. So we've talked about BMX, we've talked about mountain biking. What else are you up to?
So what originally got me into sports was actually kickboxing. And I joined a club at 8, and I did that until I was about, I think about 12. And I still do it now. I do more boxing instead of kickboxing now. But I'm not really at a club at the minute. But then I also got into dancing after I left. So I still do that now, do dancing a lot. And I do snowboarding. I've been doing that for about 5 years now. And it's kind of one of them things that I just, like my dad and my stepmom does it. So I kind of just went from there and just did it from there. And then I go to the gym. So just kind of a variation of things, really.
So where do you snowboard? In the UK?
So, well, no, I did learn in the UK. I went to like snow domes and stuff. But usually I go on holiday. We go on snowboarding holidays like every year. So whenever I'm on holiday, I just gives me more practice.
That's perfect. That's another sport that I've never tried, but
yeah,
maybe because I'm also from Alabama, we don't really do that there. We don't have any snow there.
We don't get any snow.
Yeah, that's fun. I've never been on a snowboarding vacation, but it sounds like that might have to be my next thing. I think that would be fun.
I do love it. It's one of my favorite things.
Yeah, that's so fun. You're involved in so many different things. I'm not sure what to ask you next, but it's great though. It's so many different kinds of sports. I think that's awesome. I kind of relate, I guess. When I was growing up, I did so many different kinds of sports. I kept injuring myself, so it was like on to the next. What can I not hurt myself doing? But I did some dancing as well, some cheerleading and swimming and basketball and softball, and here we are. I do none of those things, and I talk about it all day, but but it was fun while it lasted. Cool. Awesome. Well, let's talk about your time with Chaz. I know I'm gonna link back to Chaz's episode. This was actually, I recorded with her way before the Olympics happened, several months in advance. So lots of our conversation there was about her story, how much she loves her sport and BMX, and preparation for Tokyo, obviously. But yeah, how was this? How did y'all meet? How was your day with her?
So I have been recently filming with Blue Peter since I put in for my Bionic arm, and it's been a journey with them. And when I met Charlotte, it was the last episode of filming day, and they introduced me to her, and it was an amazing day. It was such an honor to meet her, and I just loved every second of it.
That's an awesome connection you've made, kind of through your arm and meeting Charlotte and everything. I think that was also like amazing timing, at least when it was pushed out. I'm not sure when y'all recorded it, but I'm pretty sure she did some crazy things in the last few months.
Yes, we recorded it not too long after she won. It was about 2 weeks ago, to be fair. Okay. So yeah.
That's super recent. That's awesome.
Yeah,
she's very when I was speaking with her, I feel like she was very well-spoken, inspirational, and in love with BMX.
Yeah.
It's so much fun. But yeah, she's great. Cool. Okay, so a couple questions, kind of not so much about BMX, but just kind of about sport in general. What have you learned about yourself through sport? You can choose whichever one if you want to go more specific, but I'll just ask you sport since you do so many different things. But yeah, what have you learned about yourself?
I think the main thing I've learned about myself is that having one hand doesn't limit me to anything, and I can push myself and try new things, whatever I want. But also, I've been kind of like one of the first people in my school to kind of get into like going to the gym and stuff. Because I did start at quite an early age training. So just learning that I can be capable of whatever I put my mind to, really.
That's awesome. I wish that I had started that kind of discipline training and stuff when I was that young, because I feel like it's only going to help you now, having that kind of discipline, whatever kind of field we're talking about here, whether it's sport or work or whatever your role is. I think that having that at such a young age, at 8, is incredible. It's just so fun. Yeah. And imagine that was difficult to develop at such a young age, but here we are now, and I'm sure you're killing it. And sports in your gym time.
I did start training a little bit later. I started actually going to the gym at about 12.
Yeah.
But because my dad's always been into training at the gym. He does bodybuilding. So he kind of got me into that at an early age, and I kind of saw him doing it. And then I kind of, as soon as I was a little bit older, I did it myself.
Very, very sporty family. I can see it. It runs in the blood. That's super cool. I love that. Can't say I'm a bodybuilder, but I would like to be. That would be a cool thing to try.
Yeah, he's trying to convince me to do a show next year.
Yeah, that'd be cool. You got to keep me posted, and then we can talk again once Cool. Let's see. Well, these questions are flying by. You're making this easy for me. Let's see. Let's go with last question then. We've answered all the questions that I have for you so far, but what advice would you give to younger Kacey? I know this is interesting. I love asking people who aren't super, super old because you can take this however far back you'd like to, but what advice would you give young Kacey?
Probably just to, because I was quite in and out with it. I didn't really, because I was a lot younger, I didn't really see the the benefits, and I didn't really see how much it would impact my later life. But I'd probably just give my younger self the advice of just staying committed and dedicated, and you don't need to keep leaving, or you don't need to keep stopping and going back. It's just try and remain constant and give it another chance.
That's great advice. I love ending the show on this note, because hopefully people hear it and that's what they take away. But yeah, that's awesome. Cool. Well, I'm so excited to kind of hear your story. I feel like we're at the beginning of you and using your arm and everything, and I would love to kind of touch base in a few months and see what's up. Maybe you're doing bodybuilding shows. I don't know, but I think that'd be fun. But yeah, thank you so much for kind of telling us about all the different things that you do. And sharing a bit of your story.
Thank you for having me.
Kacey, thank you so very much for coming on the show and sharing your story. Stay tuned for one more episode of our series with Goalball UK coming on Monday.